Good morning. Good to see you. Glad to be back. Took a little time off, but now we're back. Hey, so I want to talk about one thing that's really important today. So did you know that less than 10% of small businesses actually create an ideal customer avatar? And then even fewer, they might go through the process of creating that avatar, but even fewer actually use it. So I can't stress how important it is to create that ideal customer avatar. Now, I like to create a story with my avatars. I like to give it a name. Like, for instance, if it's a man, I might call it Jimmy. So this avatar is Jimmy. And when I go and sit down and write a piece of copy or create a Facebook ad, I say, what would Jimmy think about this? How would Jimmy react to this situation, or to this headline, or to this offer I'm making? Same thing as if a woman. I'd say, well, if this might be Diane, and this is Diane's story, and Diane has all these demographic information, is this age, and has a household income of this much, and this is Diane's story. And then I'd sit down and I'd go to write my copy. I say, what would Diane think about this? How would this headline affect Diane? How would this offer affect Diane? And everything I do, I run it through the filter of my ideal customer. And that way, I'm connecting my target audience with my offers. And then you have a greater chance for success. You have a much higher conversion rate when you do it that way. But if you don't create your customer avatar and you don't use it, or you just pin it up on your wall and just let it sit there, and that's really nice and it looks good, and look, we created this, but we don't use it, then your messaging and your offers and your conversion rates are all going to be off. They're all going to be subpar. They're not going to be nearly as good as what they could have been had you taken the time to, one, create your ideal customer, your perfect customer avatar, and two, actually use it. Go back and forth. Look at it all the time. Put it on your desk. I have mine. I have a corkboard on the back side of my desk behind my computer, and I have several of my ideal customer worksheets, my avatars, up there that I can look at. So when I'm looking for inspiration, I just look at them and say, man, what would they think of this? How would they react to it? Now, some people have this natural ability that they can step outside of themselves and look at their avatars and just empathize with them. And they know what it's like, just instinctively, to walk a mile in their shoes. However, for the rest of us, we have to develop that skill. We have to take great care to set aside our biases and try to empathize with them. And it takes practice, but anyone can do it. You just have to take the time to get out there and do it. So that's my message for today. If you're not doing it, if you're in that 90% of businesses that don't create your customer avatar, go out and do it. And then refer to it all the time. Before you do anything, before you create a video, before you create a blog post or whatever it is, always look at that customer avatar and say, what would they think of this? How would they react to this offer? Would this really be beneficial to them? All right, we'll see you tomorrow.